So many people would like you to think that this is not real, the straw man. Some educated, some not. By the end of this video, you can see for yourself.
How is the income tax unconstitutional?
Well, it ruled unconstitutional during the Civil War. In one presidential debate, one of the Republican candidates was sort of lamenting, about half of the people don't pay any income tax. And I said, we're halfway there.
See, guys? We're halfway there. In this video, we're gonna go over two whistleblowers that both lost their lives. Is it because of their whistleblowing? Is it natural? I don't know. But this particular woman worked for the World Bank for over 20 years. She went on to whistleblow to say that there was two constitutions in America. One of them, the second one, favored the bankers, not you. Wouldn't you like to know if there's a true whistleblower out there stating these facts? Wouldn't you want to know about it? Well, let's see, does she have the credentials to back up what she was talking about? We'll go there first. So this is her obituary. Who is this Karen Hudes? Well, she graduated magna cum laude from NYU with a bachelor's and received her Juris Doctorate, which is a law degree, doctorate law degree from Yale University in 1976, as well as a master's in philosophy economics from the University of Amsterdam. Pretty important. That's credible. She worked at the U.S. Import Bank from 1980 to 85, got 5 years experience. Then she went for the World Bank for 21 years, from 86 to 2007. She also established the non-governmental organization committee of the International Law section of the American Bar Association and the Committee on Multilateralism and the Accountability of International Organizations of the American Branch of the International Law Association. Yeah, I think she knows what she's talking about. I mean, what do you think? All right, well, let's hear what does she got to say.
Is whistleblower from the World Bank, Karen Hudes. We're going to bring you the conclusion of yesterday's interview. Karen, welcome back.
Thanks for having me, Gary.
Karen, when we concluded yesterday's interview, we were discussing, or you had brought up the new constitution that was instated in the United States. So is the constitution that we know today in effect, or is there a different constitution that you claim?
Unfortunately, we are being snookered by the Congress, and we are not under our first constitution. We are under this second secret constitution. What that constitution provides is that our tax dollars are going to pay interest to the Federal Reserve. They're not paying for any of the services that we need in our country. We got that second secret constitution.
So is that second secret constitution, who is it in favor of? Is it in favor of the people or the corporate United States?
It's in favor of the banks. It's certainly not in favor of the people. What happens when you have a child your child is given a Social Security number. They estimate how many taxes your child is going to pay over his or her lifetime. And they take that birth certificate and they issue it on the capital markets and they earn money on it.
Okay, so what you're saying is that
y'all guys want to see the end result for her, for Karen Hudes, for speaking out, for standing up, for having courage, for being the change? You want to see what happened to her? Okay, buckle up.
I did the last video over a month ago, and that was when I had just gotten out of the hospital and rehab after I was poisoned by arsenic, and I'm making a lot of progress. As you can see, I'm doing okay. Last night, I don't think people really wanted me to update you because somebody slammed me to the floor very hard. But you see, I'm sort of resilient. And it slowed me down at all. Just made me a little sore, and I'm going to have a little backache for a while. But
that's Karen Hudes, guys. Now you know. Now you can have respect, have courage like Karen. She's the real deal. Now, whenever you combine all this as a whole, from Sherry Jackson, which I showed, ex-IRS agent, the American hero, to this gentleman who beat his criminal charges, the former IRS special agent Joseph Bannister, you combine this information, guys. Then you have Karen exposing the second constitution, that every child is pledged at birth and traded on the stock market. Here's my birth certificate. Look, my mother's name in the box of Informant. Look, of course, it's written on American banknote company paper. And if you remember, I used to show that I was traded on the stock market until they got rid of the website. I guess 50 million views might do that, huh? No wonder why they banned me. They got rid of their website, banned 22 of my accounts. Gee, I wonder why. Maybe it's because we're halfway there. Well, earlier Ron Paul said that the 16th Amendment wasn't lawfully ratified. Did y'all hear that? Hold up, let me show you.
Income taxes violate the 16th Amendment. Explain that idea.
Well, I'm more concerned about the way the 16th Amendment was passed, and I don't think it was technically correct. And I think Mr. Bannister's correct, and technically we shouldn't have to pay the income tax.
For the home stretch, this is Mr. Bill Benson. He's a former federal investigator for the Illinois Department of Revenue. He co-authored a book that proved the 16th Amendment was not lawfully ratified because they went to every single state and got the certified copies from the state to prove that it was all done illegal. I'm going to show you the co-author of the book. There you go.
By the time I wrote my book, Born Again Republic, in 1981, we knew that the 16th Amendment had not been ratified. The evidence had not been completed until January of 83. And when I took it into federal court the first time in March of 83, they refused to accept it because they said it was not certified. So Mr. Bill Benson from South Holland, in the Chicago area, South Holland, Illinois, he went out and went to all of the 48 states. Judge Moody in federal court in June of 1980, I testified, and he said, you've got to have a witness that'll testify that he's gone to all the states and gathered all this information. They put up a bunch of hoops for us to jump through, and we jumped through every single one, and it cost us about $100,000 to do it. But when Bill Benson completed the journey, the sojourn across the United States, we had over 17,000 certified documents. We put this book together, Volume 1, The Law That Never Was. Back there about 1987, every single congressman, every senator was given a copy of this book with their name gold embossed on the cover.
Mr. Bill Benson, like I said, was a federal investigator for the Illinois Bureau of Revenue. You know what ended up happening to him after he wrote that book, The Law That Never Was? They took him to court. They put an injunction on his book. He was no longer allowed to print that book because the book had all the certified documents and it proved that it was not lawfully ratified. That's what it proved. They would not allow him to introduce the evidence into court, stating that it was too old to be overturned. There's nothing that can be done. Too bad, so sad. That's what they told him. They put him in prison. But whenever you combine this as a whole, what do you think, guys? Is that liberty or is that tyranny? The truth is there's only one way to restore a constitutional republic. Only one. It has nothing to do with voting, guys. Nothing to do with right versus left. Nothing at all. It has to do with only one thing, a well-informed population. See, that is the only way to restore a constitutional republic, is by you. You are the only way. You are the only hope. If you think you're gonna vote your way out of tyranny, you're wrong. And it doesn't matter which side you pick. Do you hear me? It does not matter which side you pick, because both sides are two wings of the same bird. It's true.
Well, you're absolutely right, Judge. You know, what we have to look at is the president is the chief executive officer of this corporation called the United States of America.
Look, guys, they made us the prisoners and the guards in the system. The only way to change the system is by you. You're the only hope. Did you know that? Well, let me tell you, if you want change, you have to be the change. That's the truth. And did you know that God gave you free will? Oh yeah, God gave you free will. It's even written in your Declaration of Independence that your rights are granted to you from your Creator. That means that government cannot take them away. It means that government did not make them. It means that your rights come from your Creator. And that's how your documents were written on purpose. Second paragraph, Declaration of Independence. Go read it for yourself. So God gave you free will. The question is what are you going to do about it? And what's most people's question? Well, Kenny, what can I do about it? I got you. Check this out. So me and my family, we saw the same problem. We decided we wanted to be a part of the solution. We wanted to join up with you. It doesn't matter who you are. Red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in His sight. Everybody's God's children. Did you know that? It doesn't matter your race, your color, your creed, your religion, nothing matters. You're here, you're a child of God. You deserve all the respect to be here that anybody else does. That's the truth. That's why they divide us. That's why they have a two-party system to divide us and try to keep us conquered, because they don't want us to know this very simple fact. United we stand, divided we fall. It's simple.